sneezes.
Hi guys, and welcome to a first impression video of Shyvana the Half-Dragon. Shyvana is a melee fighter with a heavy focus on an aggressive playstyle. Shyvana's Q ability is named Twin Bite. In her human form she strikes twice, while in dragon form she does a cleave attack, meaning that anyone in front of her gets hit. Her W is named Burnout, which upon activation surrounds her in fire, dealing magic damage per second to nearby enemies. Also, she moves faster for a few seconds. While in dragon form, it also scorches the ground beneath her, and anyone passes through it, it continues to take damage. Her E is called Flame Breath, and it's a skill-based shot. When it hits an enemy, it deals damage and reduces their armor for a few seconds. When in dragon form, this engulfs anyone in a cone in front of her. The debuff still applies to anyone being hit. Her ultimate is what makes her special. At level 6 she gains 100 Fury, which is the cost for activating Dragon's Descent. She transforms into a dragon and takes flight. Enemies along her path take damage and are knocked toward her target location. Her passive is what makes things interesting. Her basic attacks each affect her abilities. On Twin Bite, basic attacks reduces the cooldown by 0.5 seconds. On Burnout, it extends the duration by 1 second up to a maximum of 6 seconds. Flame Breath deals 50% of the ability's damage to debuff targets. Dragon's Descent generates 2 Fury per basic attack, while she passively gains Fury over time in human form, in addition to basic attacks. In this game, I chose to go jungle with her, where she performs quite well. Grabbing the regular cloth armor and 5 health potions, I set off aiming to take the golem buff first. A gank attempt is made and Bran quickly falls to the enemy hiding in the brush along the river. Being forced to change my route, I go for the Wraith camp, and then move on to the wolves. Shyvana is a very strong early jungler, her Burnout doing most of the damage along with some decent basic attacks. Here I used Smite to the regular Wraith while finishing off the others with mostly Burnout. The wolf camp goes down just as quick.
The might of democracy will prevail. Nothing like me.
As the golem buff had been stolen by the enemy team, I dare not go into their jungle and head back to base. After buying a pair of boots of speed, I quickly set off for the golems, quickly getting myself to level 4.
I go. I smell fear.
I decide to help out Renekton and Teemo and quickly inform him by quickly marking Soraka, who I aim to go for. Waiting for them to make the fatal mistake of pushing too far, I go in, activating Burnout to chase Soraka down. I quickly hit her with Flame Breath, reducing her armor so that Teemo can easily pick her off with basic attacks.
They are nothing.
Here, since Sao thinks Bran is alone, while Bran gets a quick stun off of Sin, I hit him with Flame Breath to reduce his armor. Activating Burnout to do constant damage to him, I quickly follow up with Twin Bite for the extra damage and claiming the kill. Malzahar shows up and tries to kill Bran. Trying to protect Bran, I go in and chase Malzahar, acting as a shield. As I see Alistair showing up, I decide to retreat as I am quite low in health. Here we attempt to take down Soraka. She jukes us by going into the brush, then flashing out. Not wanting to leave Malzahar free, we change our focus to him. I activate Burnout and use Flame Breath to follow up with Twin Bite. Chasing down Soraka, I activate my ultimate, carrying her with me and doing considerable damage. Bran comes down to help us and Soraka quickly goes down.
The enemies of Demacia will fall.
This has been a very brief first impression of Shyvana. Hopefully in the future I will make a more in-depth guide on her. What do I feel about this champion? She can be quite weak early game, but she is a formidable jungler. While she lacks any kind of crowd control apart from her ultimate, I feel she is quite strong in team fights. If you're interested in a champion who relies on the player being very aggressive, then this is definitely a good choice for you. So how can we quickly summarize her? Her pros is that she can be incredibly tanky. She has massive AoE output. She's definitely the fastest jungler in the game, plus the fact that she can transform into a very intimidating dragon. Her cons would be that she is quite weak early game. She also lacks any sort of crowd control, slow or gap closer.
Aced. Behold my...
This has been Voidwatcher of Nordic Radio. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. If you want to keep up to date with what our channel has to offer, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you next time.
Victory!